In this video, we're going to be making pomegranate wine. Hi, I'm Charles, and welcome to DIY Fermentation, your site for doing fermentation on a shoestring budget. Of course, as always, if you like what you see here, please click on the subscribe button, and I will try and do one of these once every week. Now, to make this wine, we need the following. We need yeast, we need a tea bag, we need a lemon, we need raisins, about 2.5 to 3 cups of sugar, roughly 96 ounces of pomegranate juice, about 1/2 gallon of water, probably less, and a jar to ferment it in. Now, another way of looking at it is this. We need wine yeast, we need tannin, we need acid blend, we need yeast nutrient, we need a fermentable sugar, or pomegranate juice, water, and either a demijohn or carboy. All right, we got a couple of things that we're going to be doing here. One, we want to get our raisin and tea bag mixture together. And two, we want to go ahead and dissolve our 3 cups of sugar into at least one of the 32-ounce jars of pomegranate juice. And that whole process is going to look like this. We've got our handful of chopped up raisins. It's just a rough chop. And like I said, handful. We take about a cup of water, which is a little bit more than I need, but that'll do for a start. We want to bring that to a simmer. And while we're waiting for that to come to temperature, we want to take 32 ounces of pomegranate juice, pour that in our pot, turn the stove on, and let's just let that come to where it's nice and warm. It doesn't need to be boiling, just warm enough so that we can dissolve our 3 cups of sugar. So we'll just go ahead and let that get started. All right, it's been a few minutes and our raisins are simmering pretty nicely. We can go ahead and turn off the heat there. And at this point, we can just go ahead and drop in our tea bag and let that come to room temperature. Go ahead and cover that up. As for our pomegranate juice, it's warm. Yeah, it's warm. It's a little hot, but it's not boiling. So we can go ahead and add our sugar to that. All right, that sugar is pretty well dissolved in there. So we can just go ahead and cover that up and let that come to room temperature as well. As soon as that's done, we'll move on to the next step. All right, it's time to final assembly of pomegranate wine. I guess we're going to start first of all by putting our pineapple syrup mixture in first. Yes, I can see I'm spilling it all over my table. Wasn't in the plan. It's done now. Thank God I've got lemon oil on this table first. We're going to go ahead and pour in the rest of our juice. Now, I did have a little bit more that was left in the pot that I didn't put in the measuring cup because I didn't want to spill it all over the table. So we'll go ahead and add that in. All right, back to that. Now we have the juice of our squeezed lemon. Go ahead and add that in. Oh, no, we won't. We're going to strain that in. Don't want any seeds or extra pulp in there. It's It's not necessary for the process. And done with that. We also have our raisin and tea bag mixture, which again was our yeast nutrient and tannin mixture. Go ahead and add that in. We're going to go ahead and add our yeast. I'm using half a teaspoon of yeast. I could use a quarter of a teaspoon, but since I've got a little bit of yeast left, I'm going to use that and take that out. I'm going to use a dry one. No point having yeast sticking all over the funnel. Now, normally I would suggest sprinkling this around, but because I'm using a jug / carboy / demijohn, I don't have that option, but it spreads out fairly uniformly across the mixture. And all I need to do now, one step I almost forgot. Our water that we're going to need, we need to fill this up to near the top. In fact, I can go ahead and use my funnel again. And let's just bring the water up to at least the neck of the jar. All right. Now we can put in our airlock. Oop, let's turn this around a bit. And let's do that. Now then, once again, everything being used has been sanitized with Star Sans. Okay, you gotta have clean equipment. You gotta make sure everything's clean because you don't want anything to go wrong. This wine is going to sit in primary fermentation for the next week or two. After that, we're going to rack it into a second carboy and let it sit for the next, well, I'd say for the next 2 months at least. Probably 3, better to have it 6. There'll be periodic rackings in between to get rid of all of the dead yeast that's going to be settling down at the bottom of the wine. You want to have clear wine when everything is all said and done. We'll keep following this, and we'll have a part 2 showing you the end results. So until then, later.